Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. As some of you may have figured out, I got my drone fixed. Not a bee drone, but a DJI drone that I fly around and take video with. Yeah, so I crashed it not too long ago, and it was so bad they just replaced it. So I had insurance on it. I get one more replacement. So I thought I had all my crashes out of my system, but I guess I had one more in me. I was backing it up, and there was a tree behind it, and I was watching my video and not paying attention to how high it was, and I thought I better look to see how high it is, and right when I looked I saw it said 21 feet, and that's when it hit the top of that tree, and I swear it hit every limb on the way down. But anyways, so today's video, it's early February, and it's time, especially I think since the season seems a little warmer than normal for central Oklahoma. I think the bees are probably going through their winter stores faster than normal. I'm going to put pollen patties on all the hives now and get them a little bit of nutrition going into spring. And I'm going to check the ones that have sugar and pollen patties on them and see how they're doing, because they needed that to begin with. They were light on winter stores. So let me show you real quick. So I got these sugar cakes here, and that's just sugar that I put a little bit of water in, got it wet, and laid it out in like a cookie sheet and divided it up in squares and let it dry. And the pollen patties, this is I use Bee Pro, and I use Cayman Reynolds recipe, what he calls his old recipe. So if you want to know how to make these, go check out Cayman Reynolds' channel, and it works really good. So they're nice and pliable still, and they've been made for probably 3 weeks now, or 4 maybe, and I keep them in the fridge to keep them cool. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start down here on hive number 27, the huge swarm. The main reason is the grandkids are playing over there on the treehouse and slide, and I think they're about done, but I don't want to rile these bees up and have them go over there and bother them. They went up to the house, so we'll see. So a lot of activity going on. In fact, I might even consider opening these entrances up to the next higher size, since it's supposed to be 70 today, just over 70. It feels like it. It's really nice. So let's get in here and see what we find. This hive here is usually kind of defensive, always has been. So I'm going to give them a little preemptive shot of smoke here. So you can see here where I put the pollen patties on top of the sugar, and they're working on it pretty good. You can see where they're eating the bottom of that wax paper out and getting to that nutritious protein. So I think they're pretty good as far as, you know, not running out of food. They'll be good till another week or so. In fact, I might put one block right here. Give them a little bit of smoke to get them down, so I smash as few as possible. Kind of lift it up and down a few times in case there's one underneath it. It gives them a chance to work our way out of there. Okay, I think we're good here. Again, I'm using the smoke now just to kind of move them out of the way so I don't smash any. So this hive seems to be pretty good. It still has a, so in the beginning of the year, or in the winter, it was like going into winter, it was medium heavy. And I'd say it's medium now. So they've still got some honey in there, in addition to just that sugar and pollen patty. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, this one could use some sugar too. So this is another block I put on last time, and they worked their way through that. That sawing you hear in the background is our bricklayers. So we'll get this on here. Let's take a look at this pollen patty, see how they're doing on it. Yeah, it's about a third gone. Again, I'm going to kind of wiggle it around, let them get situated. So these hives that have sugar on them already, they were fed going into winter because they didn't have much weight to them. So it weighs about the same as number 27. It's a little lighter, I think, though. Let's go on the next one. I see sugar. Big cluster bees up here. I'd say they look okay. I want to shake these off and try and smoke them back in there so I don't smash many. Okay, I don't think these two have feeders, so we will be adding pollen patties. I'd say it's medium to heavy, so it's in pretty good shape as far as how much it weighs in food stores. I see a lot of bees up here. A lot of propolis on that lid. Got a half one here. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there along with this whole one. Here's all our pollen patties. Whole box full of them. It's probably about 20 pounds when I started. I think I'm sweating. I know I'm sweating. This is crazy, this weather. I want to go ahead and do a weight check on this real quick. Not bad, it's pretty heavy. Well, I'd put pollen patties on this one anyway. I'd say it's good. Okay, let's leave them alone. One last one in this row. It's a medium weight, I'd say. Yeah, those bees next door are not happy. Look at all that propolis. Nice and thick. Okay, let's head around the corner and knock those out real quick. Boy, this hive is just a roaring out front. Let's see what it weighs. It's got good weight to it. So I'm going to start scooting these offset a little so this hole isn't closed off as much. Spider. Nice and heavy. This hive is very heavy. See how tall this propolis is here? This board or this box is one I got that had some warp in it. So it's high on the ends and low on these ends. So everything you get from Man Lake isn't perfect, but a lot of it, most of it is really good stuff. Man, look at the bees in there. Whoa. This hive is in trouble. It don't weigh nothing. It appears to be normal on the front. we're gonna have to get a feeder on them. Okay, so this hive weighs, I don't know, like I'm lifting 15 pounds maybe. I can lift it with 2 fingers. That's how lightweight it is. So this hive needs emergency feeding. So I didn't have another sugar feeder that was full, so I'm just gonna set this on there and put those cakes on here that I have left. I'm not gonna smoke them initially because I wanna see what they look like here. So yeah, literally, we got maybe 4 frames of bees here. I bet the bottom is empty. So I'll smoke them down and get this feeder on here. This hive probably wouldn't live another week or 2. So I'm going to put it right on top of them. And I'm not going to cut this one, I'm going to put it on the side where they can work their way in from the edge. Okay, there we go. So most of the bees are under that line right there. And I went ahead and put some on the sides too. And that should sustain them for a while. Yeah, so beekeeping in February. So we saved a hive today. That's hive number 18. Man, it's light as a feather. I was shocked at that. I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but it was probably heavy going into winter. So one thing that's a little different about that hive from the others is I had the entrance reducer on the wider setting instead of the small. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I'm guessing it probably didn't. It has a screened bottom board and the insert is in, and there are several like that out here. So nothing different there. It's just, man, they went through their food stores. That was unbelievable. So we got the rest of them pollen patty on every single hive. It's the 2nd of February, Central Oklahoma. And I know it's a little early, but I think the weather is a little running early this year as far as how warm it is. I can look at the trees and they're all got little buds on them, you know. The maple ought to be putting on some pollen here pretty shortly, and things will start moving. So that's it for this video. Be sure and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up if you would, and we'll catch you on the next video. Y'all take care.